Run through the tape. In life, never give up. Run through the tape.
Inside the final week of the regular season, teams are focused on one thing: finishing strong. That could be the tagline for the Bulls' front court, whose physical play has carried this team all season. Now, imagine Derrick Rose back in the mix. Tonight, they take their fight for the 3 seed against the desperation of the Heat's playoff hopes. For a team used to playing in June, the prospect of a season ending in April is great motivation. Damian Lillard and the Blazers enter Oracle Arena needing momentum before the playoffs. But the Splash Brothers don't intend to let the Warriors drop their 3rd straight.
Behind the back, an ankle breaker. Curry lured him with that move.
This is the push to the playoffs on TNT. Derrick Rose made his return a night ago in a loss to Orlando. Now it's on to Miami as the Bulls take aim at sole possession of the 3 spot in the East. Meantime, for D-Wade and the Heat, they can't afford losses as they try to crack the Eastern top 8. All right, back. It feels funny to be back. Time for TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Autotrader.com. Studio J in Atlanta, Ernie Johnson, Shaq, sitting in for Kenny and Charles, who will return from NCAA duty next Tuesday. Isaiah Thomas and Tracy McGrady. It is
always clap for Hall of Famers.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, yes, always clap.
I saw that the other night. I was watching.
Famers, legends, yes.
And you said, what is his name? I said, Isaiah Thomas. There you go.
You got to give me a heads up with that clap for you. Leaving me out.
My bad, T-Back.
Jeez.
So why is this game important, you might ask? Well, we look at the standings, and we'll tell you how things stand with Chicago and with Miami. And you see the Bulls right now in the 4 spot. They have the same record as Toronto, but Toronto would win the tiebreaker because they were division champ. And then down there you got Miami in the 10 hole, and it was late March, they were 7. And now they are 10 and on the outside looking in, cannot afford any losses. Meantime, on the Chicago side, you got Derrick Rose back, but Jimmy Butler not playing. What'd you make of what you saw from Derrick Rose last night? 9 points, 3 out of 9, 1 out of 6 from 3, turned the ball over 4 times.
Well, my thing is with Derrick Rose and with the Bulls, as far as I'm concerned, is going into the playoffs, do you really want to have a restraint on his minutes? I mean, what kind of rhythm can he get in if you got restraints on his minutes? All depends on how he feels. He feels good enough to go out there and play 20 minutes. Let him go.
Yeah, he went 19 last night, probably another 20 tonight. You would think, Isaiah.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with his defensive effort, and I think going into the playoffs, you have to be able to control the point guard position defensively because it's the most explosive position right now in the NBA. So you want to look at Rose and judge him on the defensive side of the ball, not necessarily how he plays on the offensive side of the ball.
A lot of people may think it's a disadvantage when you're injured, but I've always looked at it as an advantage. I won 4 championships. All championships were when I was injured, a.k.a. getting rest. And when I came back, it took me 3 or 4 games to, get my rhythm back, but I was well rested. So, Derrick Rose should be well rested, fresh legs. Derrick Rose with fresh legs, speed, accuracy, doing what he does. I think they can go pretty far if he's playing at a high level.
Jimmy Butler's not going to play tonight. He's got a calf injury. When you look at the standings, you guys have all played. You want to win all the time. But at this time of year, when you look at it, don't you look at it and say, hey, look, okay, 3 and 4. If we're 4, we would play the Hawks in the second round. They're granted the number 1 seed. But if we're 3, we would play Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You look at it and you never want to lose. However, it is about matchups in the playoffs. And if you're talking about what's the easiest path to get to the Eastern Conference Finals to give yourself a chance to win, you want to avoid Cleveland in the second round. You just want to avoid them. So being at 4 right now, or even possibly slipping to 5, even if you don't have home court advantage for Chicago, you're still all right. You just don't want to be sitting in that 3 spot right now when 2 plays 3 in the second round.
Only thing we know right now in the Eastern Conference, the Hawks are 1 and Cleveland is 2. Everything else is wide open, including that race for the final playoff spot. And the Miami Heat are in the midst of that. But this is a team, again, Shaq, they're 7 on March 21st or so. and then they lose 7 of their next 10.
You know, they let a lot of games slip away, but they still have a lot of pride down there. You know, in this millennium, they won in 06 and 12 and 13, so there's a lot of pride down there. Pat Riley is a great motivator. I saw Glory Road today. That's the movie he showed us during 2006 finals when we were down 0-2. Great motivation.
What, did he have you watch it again today?
No, but I saw it today.
You did that on your own.
No. I saw it today, and I thought of him, and I said, you know what? I know Pat Riley has one more great speech in him. These guys have a lot of pride in them. You know, D-Wade has a lot of pride. I know Chris Bosh is out, but they don't want to be the team to say, hop, we told you, LeBron left, you guys aren't good without LeBron.
Yeah,
There's still some pride in there. They're saying, you know what? We can get in.
Listen,
we can get in.
You can get in, but what can you do if
I
you get
want
in?
Miami to get in. It just won't feel right if D-Wade is sitting home watching the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I just think if they get in, they have a chance against Atlanta, just with the championship caliber players that they have. But I don't feel right watching Miami or a team that's not like Miami with the kind of players they have. I don't feel right not having them in the playoffs, especially with a caliber player like D-Wade.
Not only that, Ernie, if you're a top caliber player, you want to make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Without question.
Absolutely.
You might not win, but you know you don't want to go home. Oh, okay, you D-Wade, but you ain't make the playoffs. You used to be, because then the talk starts to come.
Start writing you off.
So you know you want to make the playoffs.
And I think in order for them to make the playoffs, Dane's got to be he's got to become a scorer. He can't be the guy that's getting 10, 12, 14 points. He's got to become an 18 to 22 point scorer down the stretch to get them into the playoffs, because they don't have enough offense right now. Even though Wade is playing well, he's scoring the basketball. You know, they got Dragic, who's came over and scoring the basketball a little bit.
Whiteside. Whiteside doing his thing.
But they need Dane to become that 18 to 20 point scorer again these last, down the stretch to get them in.
Chicago, Miami, game 1 of our double dip. Then we got Portland and Golden State. We also have a special guest in the studio tonight, Nicholas London, 15-year-old out of Memphis, and here with his mom and dad, and he's getting treatment at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis. And it's fine to smile. We all smile.
Smile, Nick. Let him know you're here. You're on TV.
and
What's your Instagram, cuz? Tell them. Follow you, cuz.
Pleasure to have you all in the house tonight, and they do
your
such great
followers up,
things at
cuz.
St. Jude. So it's our pleasure to have you. We'll be back with more right after this. Hey, AutoTrader.com Drive to the Finals fantasy game is coming up. You can log on to NBA.com/drive and register to play the game, and you get a chance to win 25,000 clams toward the purchase of a new car listed on AutoTrader.com. And Kenny and Charles and Shaq and I will also be playing.
And I'm winning this year.
Yeah. Somebody's making your picks for you.
Uh-oh. You see him?
It's time to get
What you gonna
warm.
do with that?
How
How
about
big?
Tracy McGrady with the Sugarland Skeeters of the Atlantic League?
What you gonna do with that?
You retired last July, correct?
I
T-Mac?
did. I had fun.
But it
Was that a curveball?
How fast?
I was just warming up right there.
How fast?
That was probably about 75, just warming up.
What were you?
I got up to
What'd you
about-
hit on the gun?
I got to about 87.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's all?
What was your best pitch?
Just a two seamer and a change up.
Well, later on tonight.
Curveball.
See what you got a little bit later tonight.
Yeah, throw in a little
A little
something.
tease for later tonight.
I seen you hit. I seen you smash. I'm not worried
like
about
Babe
you.
Ruth around here. I'm going to point to where I'm going to hit it.
No one.